and welcome. I'm Sam Ross with Sky's Limit Printing. This is Sky's Limit on the Treasure Coast. We're a full-service printing company right here in Port St. Lucie. We can handle all your marketing, web design, photography, videos, and much, much more. Give us a call at 772-340-1090. And today we have Chris Fione, and he's with Location Real Estate. So Chris, welcome.
Thanks, Sam.
So tell us a little bit about your background first, and give us an idea of what you've been doing all your life.
Sure. So my background has always been sales and marketing. I was in the mortgage industry for about 12 years. Ran my own branch for about 5 of those years.
Your own company?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. What was that called?
Allied Home Mortgage.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It was actually considered a net branch.
Okay.
So it was like a franchise.
All right.
Yeah, but we were a direct lender. Yeah, so mortgages, and I've sold life insurance.
Right.
I worked for my sister's company. It's a hedge fund marketing platform. I've been in the financial services field.
Oh.
Yeah. So
That's a good background.
Yeah.
So as a realtor, you know a lot about mortgages.
Correct.
So that's a plus for a
Correct.
person looking to buy a home. So you could actually, do you do recommendations of when to get, to get a mortgage?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. So I can help people, structure a loan, so to speak. I can tell them exactly, what they need to do in order to get pre-qualified. I can pre-qualify myself pretty much on the back, without having to pull credit. I can ask, I know the questions to ask and so forth,
okay.
yeah.
So most of the people, when they come to buy a house, is that one of the first questions you would ask them about how's their credit? Or?
Yeah, well, I want to know, are they using cash or a mortgage? If they're using a mortgage, I want to know pretty much, I feel them out, what do you do for work? I kind of want to know for myself, if they can.
Well, it's also based on the value of the home they're buying, right? If they're
Correct,
buying
yeah.
a $150,000 home and they're buying a $400,000 home, right?
Correct, yeah. So it's all based off of credit, income, and reserves, pretty much. Employment.
Okay.
Yeah, so I kind of want to know where they're at, so to speak.
Okay.
So we know which direction to
all right.
take them.
So are you selling like on the high end homes, or are you selling?
I'm all
just
over the place, pretty
you're all
much.
over the
Yeah,
place.
correct. Yeah.
And you're not strictly in Port St. Lucie, right?
I'm
What
not,
areas
no.
do you cover?
So I live in Port St. Lucie. I live in Tradition, and I cover pretty much everywhere.
Obviously, you're selling tradition, I guess, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
selling
okay.
Tradition. Yeah, I've sold in Vero, Fort Pierce. I'll go pretty much anywhere.
Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale.
Not
Well, you're
yet.
advertising in Palm Beach now, aren't you?
No, not yet. No.
I thought you were inside.
Oh, in the airport. Yeah,
airport.
correct. Yeah, I'm in the airport. Yeah, West Palm.
He has a
West Palm.
21-foot by 11-foot video
Right.
in the airport when people get their baggage.
Right. Exactly.
So you really want to see Chris, you go over there and see that sign.
Right on.
How's that working for you?
It's good. It's more of like a branding tool. So
Okay.
to get my name,
So that's mostly all the advertising you're doing?
pretty much. But I'm going to start doing some mailers with you.
Oh,
of
okay.
course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to that.
We're going to do some video too, I guess.
That's right. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the real estate market today. How's it going?
It's great. The only challenge really is obviously the lack of inventory. There's so
okay.
many people coming to Florida. This state's pretty much getting flooded by so many states. Everyone wants to come to Florida, of course.
Oh, okay.
So
Where are they coming from? What part of?
everywhere, pretty much
Mostly Canada.
Yeah. No. Well,
No?
we see a lot from the Northeast. New York, New Jersey, Connecticut.
They coming from Miami or Fort Lauderdale?
They're
up
coming
here?
from down south also.
Okay.
Because they're getting priced out down there. They can get a lot more house up here in Port St. Lucie.
Okay.
And they're also coming from, I've sold 2 homes to people from California recently.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, there's a lot of great things for Florida. It's
Nice.
low taxes. You got the property tax exemption, of course.
So I'm from New York. Let's say I'm from New York and I'm looking to buy a house in Florida, and I got recommended to you, or I found you at the airport, or I found you, and they say, I want to move to Florida. So what's your first step? Where do you decide to put them? Do you decide to put them in Vero, Fort Pierce?
Yeah, so I don't really,
Jensen Beach?
most people who are coming here kind of have an idea of where they want to be. And if they don't, then I just feel them out in terms of, what are they looking for? Do they have a family? Are they single? Do they want to be near the beach? Do they want some land?
Okay.
Yeah.
They like to play golf?
Right. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
exactly.
So would it matter to you whether you sold a home in Port St. Lucie or you recommend them to buy a home in Vero? I mean, how
It would
based
all-
on the market?
Yeah, it would all depend on what their fit was,
Right.
what they're looking for.
New construction is big now, right?
It is. It is.
Are you doing
Yeah.
that a lot?
I do a lot of it. Yeah, I do a lot of new construction.
Okay.
So the nice thing about new construction is, you know, pretty much it's very flexible in terms of you don't have competing offers, so to speak. Right now, with the market the way it is, you've got multiple. It's a multiple offer situation across the board.
Okay.
With new construction, you've got you can put a little bit of money down. Yeah, you can put a little bit of money down and get into the house pretty easily.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool. So that's interesting because I know that the interest rates are low now, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And so a person's looking for a new home and construction. Is there anybody that you work with or you recommend? You want to give them
Yeah,
a
yeah.
plug?
I work with Holiday Builders, D.R. Horton. I did a lot with Minto when they were over in Lake Park,
Okay.
but they closed that out. I sell with GHO. I've done some with Ryan Homes.
And are they all basically the same type of builders or do they have like a different mix of what they do?
Yeah, so like the Mirandas, the D.R. Hortons, and the Holidays are kind of like very similar in terms of what they do. Then you've got the custom builders, the more custom type builders like the Graza builders, Graza, and you've got GHO that does more of a custom build.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if somebody says, well, I want to build, do you directly go to the builder and say, I got a potential customer? Do you sell them a lot
most
first?
of the homes are spec builds that I'm selling.
Oh, okay.
So they're going to get sold to someone. So there's minimal customization in terms of on a spec build. If you want a real custom home, custom build, it's a different process.
And what's that?
Well, you're going to put more money down, and typically you're.
Well, I can afford to buy a custom home. I want it
Right.
built a way I want it to be
Right.
built.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
And you can handle something like that. Is there a particular builder or you have to go in a different direction?
Yeah, so there are different types of. So the D.R. Hortons of the world, the Holiday Builders of the world, those are the spec builders pretty much. The
Okay.
custom builders like the Graza builders, Groza. I don't know if I'm saying it
Groza,
right.
yeah.
Groza,
Groza,
yeah. I should
yeah.
know, right?
I know the company. I've done some printing.
Yeah,
for
so
them.
that's a custom builder.
Okay.
Yeah, they do a lot of custom type homes.
What kind of houses are people looking for? They're looking for pools or no pools or?
Yeah, so pool homes are very. I'm just gonna grab some water. Give me one sec.
Take some water. That's okay. Take your time. Your
mouth, excuse me.
is dry. That's okay.
Yeah, so let me put that up there. Yeah, so pool homes are very much so in demand. Anyone with a pool home right now, their home's getting sold like that
Really?
very quickly. Yeah,
Oh, I see.
because pools right now, to build a pool right now, they're 12 months out pretty much. 10
How
to
much
12
is a pool to buy
I've,
one?
I've seen pools right now are in upwards of it depends on what type of pool you want.
Starting from 20,000 maybe?
No, they bumped up. I mean, I think you can still get a pool for like 35,000.
Wow.
But I have
Is
some.
it better to buy a home with a pool or to buy a home without a
If
pool?
you
and
can,
put-
yeah. But the
If not-
problem is the inventory.
Do these homes that use these spec homes, they come with pools or
No. Typically, the spec builders do not build a home.
with
Yeah.
a pool?
Correct.
So they would have to get a pool later on.
Correct for the most part. It's just easier to get the pool later on, also from a permanent standpoint.
Have you done that before with somebody where they wanted to get a pool and you say,
Yeah.
well, I need a pool, who do I go to?
Absolutely,
Would you recommend them to somebody also?
I'm not. I've done some. I think it's A&E pools or A&E.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
So
don't know. Yeah, I heard of them, yeah.
right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
So that's popular, right? Selling a house with a pool or buying a house with a pool?
Yeah, but, both. If you have a pool, it's pretty much everyone wants a pool.
What about water? They like to be near a lake or ocean access? Or?
Yeah, well, people like the lake view. People love some people don't. Some people are, scared of alligators. They don't like the bugs.
Right.
But you can always screen in, the back lanai.
But that's a good value investment to get a house if you can afford a house near water, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah.
So do most of these communities and closing communities, do they have houses on water, on lakes?
Yeah, and those lots typically sell out very fast, very quickly.
Very quickly,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
What
Because
about tradition?
Yeah, a lot of those homes have lake views.
Okay.
So those homes tend to sell out. Those lots are very premium lots. They typically sell out very quickly.
Tradition is like a city now. In
Yeah, it
itself.
is.
You don't
Yeah,
even have to go anywhere. You can go to school. You can go to church. You can go shopping. You can go to restaurants.
Yeah, you got it all right
and they
there.
keep building and building and building. Do they have any more space left back there?
Well, they're going all the way south towards Becker, and they can go west pretty far. So that's going to be called the Southern Grove, I believe.
Right.
So,
Any place you want to plug that you want people to move to? Like, is there any particular communities?
Yeah, I mean, tradition is great. Just
Yeah.
the whole that's my neighborhood. So you've got a lot of.
Your house is on a lake?
I'm not on a lake. Actually, no, I'm not on a lake.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
yeah.
You could go to a lake and
I can
walk
go to a lake. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sure. Yeah.
So that's a good place to have kids in tradition.
Oh yeah, it's very family friendly and great place for kids.
Yeah, I know. Me and my wife go to tradition. There's some, decent restaurants opening up over there.
Mm-hmm.
But St. Lucie West is building also. I see a lot of new places opening in that place. That's a good place to buy a home if you could.
Yeah, St. Lucie West is nice. There's not as many new builds in St. Lucie West. It's mostly tradition and an area south towards Becker, south of the Tradition Parkway there called the Southern Grove.
Right.
So you've got a lot of stuff. GL Homes is over there, Riverland.
Oh, okay.
You've got a lot of stuff going up.
South Bend is South Bend still a good community to go to?
Yeah,
or?
South Bend's very popular. Absolutely.
Yeah, I almost bought a house in South Bend. I wish I did. I messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a chance to buy a house with a pool, but I didn't get it.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but
Right.
I don't have a pool. I got a backyard with a fence.
Okay.
That's about it.
There you go.
Well, I got a courtyard.
Okay.
My wife loves to garden, so she's gardening every day.
Right.
It looks like the botanical gardens in my backyard, and in the front too.
Right. Okay.
But she makes the house. I mean, you could make any house what you want it to be, I guess.
Pretty much.
right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So a lot of houses are being sold. The inventory is down. New construction is up.
Right.
And are people? I noticed. Are people buying 2-story homes now?
Yes and no. I mean, the 2-story homes are really for families. People who are older don't want the 2-story. They want the single.
Yeah, right.
1-story.
I've seen a couple of popping up in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
I mean, nice 2-story homes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's a community called Crosstown Commons that has a lot of 2-story homes.
Where are
going
they?
up.
Where's that?
It's right off Crosstown towards Tradition. It's kind of like in between PGA and Tradition. That's where it sits.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Crosstown
Yeah.
became good.
Yeah, you got 3 builders over there. You got D.R. Horton, Miranda, and Ryan Homes.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good.
Mm-hmm.
So working with those companies are pretty easy and seamless, I guess.
Oh yeah,
right?
very easy. Yep.
So you like the real estate
Yeah,
business?
I love it. Yeah, it's great.
You do? You like talking to people?
Yeah,
and
I
seeing
like
them?
helping people. I like putting deals together. I like, I like the aesthetic value of real estate.
Like having a picture with them at the end?
Yeah.
A new home?
Yeah.
That's great, man. I mean, real estate, I used to be a realtor years ago. but
Right, you're telling me that.
I got out of that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the printing business. Real estate printing.
Sure.
It makes a lot of sense,
Oh.
But it sounds like you're all around. You did life insurance, you did mortgages,
Right.
you do real estate.
Right.
And I know from the little time that I've spoken to you that you like marketing.
I love marketing.
You
yeah.
find that marketing is a big plus, and the problem is a lot of realtors don't understand the marketing
Right.
aspect
Oh,
of
yeah.
the business.
They don't.
They don't realize that when they open up become a realtor, they just turnkey a new business,
Right.
and you have to have a marketing budget.
Well, they're scared of the investment. I think.
The investment,
Yeah.
maybe the getting too much business. They want to be overwhelmed. I just got a call
A
from
lot of people want immediate results, and with mailing, of course, that's not how it works.
No, that's a branding aspect.
Right.
That takes time to brand the name. You're looking for the golden nugget. I always say I'm
Right.
trying to find the golden nugget
Right.
who understands marketing and does printing, just like you're looking for the customer that's looking for real estate. So you constantly try to do mailing to them.
Yeah.
Direct mail is great. For all realtors.
Yeah.
You have to be out there to get the business, or someone else is going to get it.
Right.
And I try to explain it to customers. When you become a realtor, you open up a door, you open up a business, and you have to have budget set away for marketing every month. If you
Right.
don't, then you're not going to be very progressive, and you're not going to be successful.
Correct.
You're going to sit there in a house all the time waiting for people to come, waiting for the phone to ring.
It's not going to happen.
It ain't going to happen. Let me have a couple of
Osmosis.
open door signs, open house signs.
Yeah.
I said, no,
Right.
you have to get out there, and. But there are some realtors I
You
deal
gotta
with.
spend money to make money.
There's some realtors that spend money with me to make money, and they understand the business in real estate.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Well, this was great. I learned a little bit about what you do. Is there anything else extra you want to talk about, and why should they come and see you?
I mean, I love working with people, and I'm very, I put a hands-on approach to helping people, and I'm very responsive, and I really listen to what you want, what the buyer's looking for. So I put a real personal touch on everything with my clients.
That's important.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the realtors I work with, they like they're doing real estate. They're sincere like you are.
Right.
Really helping people
Mm-hmm.
out. So how can they get in touch with you, Chris?
They can call me, they can text me, they can email me. My phone number is 772-475-0056, and my email is chris@homesofFLA.com.
Homes, that's the website too?
Correct, yeah.
And they could do things on your website to find homes
Absolutely,
too?
yeah. They can search homes, they can save homes, they can create, like an MLS trip where they're receiving, they can do a customized search and receive
Oh,
homes.
they get
Right.
custom updates.
Correct,
For
yeah.
when houses become available?
Correct.
Oh, okay, and you'll take them out there and do the whole 9 yards with them, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Take them out to dinner and buy them a car.
Sure.
If they have to.
Mow their lawn.
You buy the house, I'll do whatever it takes.
Right.
Well, I had a great time.
Yeah.
You sound like you know your business. You got a realtor here that has a lot of scope when it comes to doing mortgages. I don't know if he's going to tell you about life insurance, but you got somebody here that knows both ends of the business, so he could help you get qualified. And I think he'll do the right thing for you.
Will do. Absolutely.
Well, I enjoyed this
Thanks,
show, and
Sam.
it's very educational,
Yeah.
and we look forward to having more people like you, and look forward to seeing you in my office more often.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, and everybody, I want everybody to be safe and be healthy, be kind to someone, and just do the right thing for your fellow man. And thank you so much for joining us. Bye-bye. Hi, and welcome to Sky's Limit on the Treasure Coast. I'm Sam Ross. I'm Sam Ross, your host, and we're a full-service printing company on the Treasure Coast, right here in Port St. Lucie. So if you need any printing, give us a call at 772-340-1090. And today we have Michelle with MMC Insurance, and she specializes in life, health, and she knows a lot about Medicare. Medicare,
correct.
Medicare. And she also does other things. But today we just want to introduce Michelle. And how you doing, Michelle?
Pretty good. Pretty well, thank you.
Okay, great.
Thanks
So give
for
us a
having
little
me.
bit about your background, and then we can go into why you're insurance.
Sure. Well, again, my name's Michelle, and I currently live in the Stewart area, the Treasure Coast. Before that, I lived in Miami. And even before that, I lived in Texas for 32 years. But I've been in the insurance industry for 11 years. And I'm just basically trying to get started here
Get started
in the
here.
new area. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you're on your way. You came to Sky's the Limit to start.
Yep.
Who would think you'd be on a TV show?
I've not in a million years.
Isn't that great?
That's great.
So let's get into a little bit about life insurance, and when's a good time for a person to get started in life insurance, and the older people could get into life insurance, and what kind of life insurance do you offer, and how does it work? Is it a savings account, and so forth?
Sure. Yes, and yes to all that. Basically, life insurance it's a simple concept, but you can custom tailor it. To whatever your financial needs are, your goals, your family situation and things like that. So if you're starting out and you're young and you just bought a home, let's say, mortgage protection insurance is really good to have. Something happens to the breadwinner, the family can stay in the home. Mm-hmm. As you're progressing through your life and you're trying to look at retirement down the road and things
Okay.
like that. Whole and universal life policies are really good because they build cash values,
Wow.
and they're flexible and you can again custom tailor them, as far as funding and the premiums and all that. So you could really depends on your financial situation and your goals. And then as you get older and you get, you're retired and, you're thinking about, maybe having some, what we call final expense
Okay.
insurance. It's basically just basically a policy that will do just that, is settle the final expenses, funeral expenses, things like that.
Right.
And so, answer to your question, we have, many different, a
Kinds
wide
of
range of different policies.
But you
that
mentioned
can
something very interesting that I don't think a lot of people take into consideration is protecting your mortgage. We said mortgage insurance.
Right. Well,
protection?
now there's the difference. Mortgage insurance, as most people understand it, is the lender has the has the insurance. It's basically covers the mortgage in case something happens to you or whatever. In this case, when I say mortgage protection, it's an insurance policy
Right.
that basically it's portable. You can when you buy a home, you can use it for that home, or you can sell that home and go buy another one. Basically, it has living benefits too. For instance, if you were to become disabled, or you became chronically ill or terminally ill,
Right.
there's accelerated death benefits that can help you still pay your mortgage. That's built into the policies. Then obviously there's the death benefit. That's in case
Right.
something happens. Then your family could stay in their home. They could pay for the home, and
That's pretty important.
yeah, it really is. And I
It's
think
expensive?
no, well, it depends on your age and your health, of
Okay.
course. The underwriting requirements vary. Credit, no, not no.
Okay.
Just
Value of the home?
the value of the home is important, but that's up to the homeowner.
Okay.
The homeowner can choose to cover the entire balance of the mortgage,
Oh.
or just half of it, which would give them payment protection, give them
Okay.
some coverage until they can sell it, or
Right.
they can get maybe the one who's left can go get a job, or it buys them time basically. So yeah, it really varies.
Is a realtor a good contact for you?
Yes, definitely.
All
Definitely.
you realtors out there, sky's the limit printing. You need to talk to Michelle about that. That's important that you could offer that type of, to your homeowners and stuff like that, and you look really good. So now getting back to the life insurance, so you have like a suite of different life insurance companies that you recommend,
Yes.
or how do you recommend them to a life insurance company?
Well, basically, based on what they tell me as far as their health, their age, again, their financial needs.
Right.
Some people are looking at, they're premium conscious. They don't want to spend, over a certain amount and things like that. I combine all that information and I put it into our system, and I basically just try to find the carriers out there that will approve them, that I feel that the underwriting will go through
Okay.
smoothly, and B, that they can afford. And all the carriers are, they vary. They're different.
Right.
Their tolerances as far as underwriting are all very different. So I look at many, and then I present a couple, that I feel are the best, most suitable for them.
Right.
And then we go over them, and then they choose one or the other, based on.
Do they have to come to your house and do a medical test on these insurance policies?
No, most carriers are now offering a non-medical, which is just based on a few questions,
Okay.
family history, things like that. Where you start running into medical exams is when you're getting over into $500,000, $1 million and plus, and things like that.
Right.
Then they want to, and some of them are just phone calls. Some of them, the carrier will just place a phone call. Others will actually send a nurse to come out and draw blood and things like that.
Okay. So I'm getting out of college.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably in maybe my late 20s or early 20s. Is that the good time to get into a life insurance policy that I could accumulate money over years, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. For many reasons.
I don't think a lot of people do. The young kids do that.
They don't. They're very underserved in this
Right.
in this area.
Right.
A lot of them are, many are struggling to pay bills and things like that.
Right.
But the interesting thing about it is it's a very inexpensive policy because they're young and healthy. You know what
Right.
I mean? So, and once they get into it, that premium's level until they're 70, 90, it doesn't matter. It doesn't go up.
Right.
So whatever they get in paying at that time, they'll continue to pay. And on a whole policy, term works a little different, but when you're young like that, you really don't need term. You
Right.
you want to
You want to get in a
cash.
policy where you're making money.
Yeah, exactly.
And what policy, the best policy to make money when it comes to life insurance? Like a savings account?
Sure. Well, it acts like a savings account,
Right.
and there's a couple different ones. There's guaranteed interests,
Okay.
where they guaranteed the least amount that you'll earn on that policy.
Okay.
And then they're also subject to indexes and indices and like the market.
Very interesting.
So how the market and the index performs, then you can obviously build more cash, the dividends,
Right.
and then that's when you get into, do you draw the dividends down? Do you keep them in the account to build cash, compound the cash? So it all really depends on, and you can make all these decisions when you take the policy out. It just really depends on, what you want. Some people don't want to touch it. They want to leave it there.
Right.
And a lot of times they'll build so much cash that, okay, life changes.
And you
Sometimes
need
they
it.
need money, right?
You get penalized for taking it out?
No, you can actually take out a loan against the cash value,
okay.
and
That's
it's
good.
right, and you can repay.
Want to
the
get a
loan.
car? I need that extra cash.
You certainly can do that.
What about a young couple that had newborn babies or young kids? Is it a good time for them to buy life
Yes.
insurance policy for them?
It's really important,
Important,
actually,
right.
because they have young kids
Right.
that depend on them, and those young kids are going to go to a family member should something happen to be either or both.
Right.
And that family member, could benefit by having some, college savings, money, things along those lines. And for young couples like that, I always recommend whole policies.
Okay.
But if they are just wanting to cover, like we talked about the mortgage, or if they're just wanting to cover themselves for a certain amount of, dollar amount that they think.
Well, what I'm trying to get to is
Sure.
that if you have a young child that you start out and you open up a life insurance
Mm-hmm.
policy, so when they're on their own, they could continue to keep that policy
I
and
see what you're
continue to
saying.
add to it.
Yes,
right?
of course. Like for instance, on a health insurance, or excuse me, a life insurance policy, you can do a child rider.
Okay.
And that child rider can convert. They can keep that, and basically all that happens is they keep the policy, and they may have to qualify health wise, but they're young, so they're
Right,
they're going to
right.
be fine.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, at 18 or 21 or however when they assume the policy.
Correct.
So so that's a good way for them to start out as well.
Is there a certain amount of money do you have to put in, or you could put a little bit, or you could put more?
No, a lot of the child riders are actually they're actually very nominal. Like we're talking $1 or $2 a month. For
Wow.
for the child rider, maybe upwards of $5, depending if you're putting $50,000, $100,000, in
Wow.
there. So it's really nominal.
Oh, that's great. So life insurance has a whole different type of things, and they really need to sit down with you and
Yeah.
consult with you, and then figure out what's best for their type of environment and their lifestyle.
Absolutely. We have people that want to just quotes. Email me quotes, and it's
Okay.
like I would love to do that,
Yeah,
but
but I have
I need
to-
to sit down with you. So
So let's talk about health insurance.
Sure.
Now we know about a little bit about life, which is very interesting. So you need to pay attention to this interview when you're watching it. But the health insurance. Let's talk about a little bit of health insurance. People, having a hard time paying for health insurance, and they don't know what kind of health insurance. They don't know who to turn for health insurance because
Right.
there's so many different options for health insurance. Let's say, for instance, a young person, maybe 25 or 30 years old, and I don't have health insurance. I'm healthy.
Right.
I mean, where do you come in with that?
Well, they can call an agent like me. And
Well, we
I
want to
can-
call Michelle.
and I can
make
help
sure.
them with that the exchange,
Right.
the ACA exchange, and find them plans through Bright Health or one of these programs that offer health insurance, and it's pretty comprehensive.
Right.
It's all based. The prices are all based on kind of a nationalization of the costs, and the
Age,
carriers.
right?
Yeah, and so they. But yeah, definitely we can help them find a policy. That's not an issue for their family and for them. So.
Right. Well, I know I don't know much about Obamacare, but I know is that something you work with them also if they
Right.
need it?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. We're credited to work with that.
Oh, that's good.
Yes. The marketplace in that instance. So, yeah, and that is again one of those things that are very customizable. It's premium tolerant. Like if you just want to pay so much, then we can give you this coverage and things like that.
So a business calls you up and says, "Hi, I have 6 employees,
Sure.
and I'm looking to do
A group.
insurance and policy. That's something you could work with them on."
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, and then you try to figure out the age groups of everybody and how's that work?
Oh, well, actually, since it's a group policy, it's, everybody's accepted. Nobody's
Right.
declined. And so, yeah, and the smaller, you find that the smaller companies pay a little bit higher than, the larger companies,
Right.
aggregately,
Right.
that, because they just, the more you buy, it's kind of like the bigger discount you're going to get from
Okay,
the
good, yeah,
carriers.
right.
So, but still, the policies are affordable for businesses, and there's different tax advantages and things for the business owner,
Okay.
depending on how they structure their.
Do you work with 401ks and stuff? Is that that's
I
your
do not.
background?
No, I
That's
do
not your
not.
background,
I don't
right?
have that license. but-
Okay, well that's interesting. So now we learned a little bit about life. We are, and we learned a little bit about health. So health insurance obviously is important to you, no matter what age you have,
Very.
because today you never know when something's going to happen to you. You want to be covered. Let's talk about a very important subject. Let's talk about Medicare,
Medicare. Okay.
because a lot of older people, I don't know if they're getting, misinformation about, Medicare, and they don't know the laws, and laws are always changing, and, you're pretty good with consulting people on the laws and how to work with Medicare, right? And is there anything you need to, let us
Absolutely.
know that we should look at when we get to that age, or what age do we need to start with the Medicare?
Well, Medicare, you're as ever, people who are over, 65 and older are eligible. Younger people with disabilities,
Right.
and people who have, renal, and end stage, diabetes. They're also
Right.
renal failure. They're also eligible.
That's
but
if they're 65 or over, right?
no, actually, if they're, in those last two
I'm
groups.
62 years old, and I happen to be diabetic, everybody.
But you're not at end stage,
Right, I'm not at
so
the end
yeah,
stage,
you're not at
okay.
that critical. Thank goodness, but
Okay.
but yeah, certainly they're
Gotcha.
eligible, and even young people with disabilities. So, so those three classes of people are certainly eligible for Medicare. Now, it's incumbent on the Medicare representatives to be aware of the laws, aware of the laws, the changes in the
Right.
laws and things like that, so we can help our consumers, our customers,
Right.
understand a little bit more about what they're up against, and they are changing. The government's pretty good about keeping things fairly
Okay.
consistent and letting us know. But
Is there anything that if the senior is watching our show today that they should, ask or pay attention to when they're getting their Medicare? Or
well, certainly,
because a lot of companies now are calling you up and trying to get you to.
yeah, well, and that's one of the flags to look for is
Oh.
is Medicare representatives calling you outside.
Oh.
Yeah, and there's a certain amount of time frame that we're allowed to contact Medicare beneficiary recipients, and that's to protect the consumer, because there's unfortunately there's some unscrupulous activity out there.
Yeah.
So
I get those calls all the time.
yeah,
you want
and that's
Medicare.
probably not a great thing. It's really for the beneficiary to reach out to the agent.
Right.
Now, annual enrollment is kicking off on the 15th of October.
Is that every year? It's around
yeah,
that time?
every
I
year.
remember something about health insurance in August, right? Open enrollment.
Actually, it depends. Again, there's a lot of depends when it comes to Medicare.
Depends.
Oh, stop. Medicare and no pun intended. So basically, there's just it really the annual enrollment is for everybody.
Okay.
Okay. To switch up their plans.
Right.
If they want to get on a standalone drug program, things like that. So that's coming up, and I think one of the things that some of the people out there might want to think about is there's DSNP and CSNP programs
Okay.
that have significant cost savings for Medicare beneficiaries who maybe have chronic illnesses or are financially disadvantaged. And I think a lot of Medicare people, recipients, don't understand that there are programs out there
Right.
that can help them with the payments and with the co-pays and all of that. And I think I find that when I talk to people about that, they're very surprised.
They don't know.
They don't know, and it's important that they get the benefits that they deserve. They work
Right.
their entire lives for this,
Right.
and they should get
I
it.
see the commercial all the time. Was that Joe Namath or something?
Yeah.
Or,
It's one of 'em, yeah.
One of those guys, and they say,
Right.
and then a lady says, "I didn't know I can get an extra $1,500 a
Yeah.
year." That's
It's a real true story.
When do you When do you get Medicare? When you retire or when you reach?
You
a
you
certain-
have to sign up for it.
You have to sign up
Yeah,
for
you
it.
have to. It's not.
When do
an
they sign
automatic-
up for it? What age? Any age?
They can. I mean, I suggest.
I'm
people
always
sign
confused
up.
between Medicare and Medicaid. And,
Yeah, well, Medicaid is a state-run program. It's not a
Right.
federal run.
Okay.
And it's Medicaid is again
Oh,
for
no.
people who are maybe financially disadvantaged or have chronic and disabilities and things like that. And that's a state program. But Medicare is a federal run program, and they can sign up as soon as they turn 3 months before 65 and 3 months after. It's like a 7-month window, and the month of their birthday.
Okay.
They can sign up and and get into get enrolled.
Right.
Now, so yeah, that's but depending on your situation, you can enroll anytime. It depends on how you're classified.
Gotcha.
So I think it's a little.
There's a lot of things going on.
It's
here.
a lot of things.
That's why you need to call Michelle. And her number is what's the best number for you?
772-266-3056. I can also be reached on my cell phone, 786-352-5999.
And you can Zoom.
And you can Zoom. I Zoom.
Yeah.
I'll come to your home. Mask up. I'll do whatever you need me to do.
Oh, that's great.
We do comply with the CDC guidelines. So,
okay. Yeah. See, you can get Zoom. She'll come to your house. She'll take you out for dinner. and, you get a free gift. No, I'm only joking. But anyway, I'm just want to say something is that it's so important, these three topics, health insurance,
Yes.
life insurance, and knowing a lot about Medicare. It's so important. You need to talk to somebody that you can trust. And obviously, I brought her on the show because I trust her, and I think you could see the way she talks and the way she acts that she sounds like a sincere, honest person, and I like that. So let's say one more time about how we can get in touch with you. Is there a website and all that good stuff?
Absolutely.
Can you get you on Facebook yet? Not yet.
I'm working on my
You're working
Facebook.
on it.
Yes,
Okay,
you're going to help me with
we're
that.
gonna
right?
help you with that.
That's right.
So
So my name is Michelle Comer. You can reach me at 772-266-3056, or my cell phone, 786-352-5999. My website right now is www.treasurecoastinsurance.io. And I have a lot of great information on there. My contact information's
Right.
on there.
And you're licensed and insured,
I'm
obviously.
licensed in 8 states to sell.
And you do handle some other stuff like auto insurance or home insurance?
I do. Right now, I'm not really appointed with.
But you will.
But I will be.
Maybe with Matt McGarr.
Maybe I've reached out to him.
Yeah.
So
He told me.
But basically, there's a lot of good information on my website that will
Great.
kind of help you figure it out, and I certainly will be.
Well,
willing
did
to
you
help.
enjoy the show?
I did. Thank you, Sam.
It wasn't so bad, right?
No, I was a little nervous.
I make you feel comfortable?
You do. You
Oh,
really
okay.
do. You're a sweetheart.
All right, thank you
This
so
has
much.
been great.
Great. So
Thank you.
thanks for coming on the show.
Yes, thank you.
And just to let you know, my name is Sam Ross with Sky's Limit Printing. We're full service printing and design, and also do web design, digital videos, and Facebook and social media. And you can contact me at 772-340-1090. And just let everybody know to be safe, be healthy, and try to help somebody and be kind. And thank you so much and have a great day.